Hello, third video. I was afraid the sound isn't good. So third video. Um, Today is July 5th, as of like 5 minutes ago, and I got a haircut. Good short here. You can see my scar. I like the length here, but here it's a little tall. Also, I got a new computer, but I don't have it set up yet, so I'm not recording on that. um, Pop-ups. My eyes look so red right now, but that's whatever. So third video, I started writing down what I want to record. Um, don't have much written down for this one or the next one, other than today I want to go over school, so like schooling, and maybe some more friendship stuff, because I feel like friendships, relationships are a big part of who I am. So schooling. Okay. So for schooling, went to the same school district, kindergarten through high school, which was pretty close to my house. We didn't take school buses. It was a private school. And I feel blessed that I was able to go to a private school. Yeah, I think it was a different. It's hard to say what it would have been like if I went to public, but most definitely had some effect on me. Um, yeah, that's where I met my first friend. Well, okay, maybe not my first friend because I did go to like a pre-K school and met Joseph. I don't know his last name. He was probably my first friend. We see his dad. Sorry, I'm tired. We see his dad sometimes at the swap meet. But then kindergarten, I met David, who is still like my best friend, and Brandon Frick, who was a friend of mine for a long time. Um, more so like elementary school. Yeah, so kindergarten through high school, same school district. Campus was kindergarten through sixth grade was the first like campus, and then junior high and high school were on another campus like a couple miles away. Yeah, overall, been a school for me, nothing too crazy. Uh, Ton of fun teachers that I still connect with some of them from time to time, and I hate pop-ups. And yeah, I don't know much of what to say for school. So that was high school. I'll probably get into that particular details at some other point. Um, yeah, high school, I was definitely a nerdier. Or actually, since kindergarten, I was like nerdier. Kindergarten was probably my peak of popularity. Um, but yeah, I remember even in like third, fourth grade, I get made fun of for like Pokemon. I have all of my Pokemon stuff. And Taylor Hoffman, he was an asshole. Pretty sure, I don't know him anymore. Probably still is. Um, he was an ass. Um, yeah, I wasn't the popular kid by any means. I liked toys and Pokemon and that kind of stuff. Um, yeah. Then middle school, I got my nickname Spidey. So for a lot of my accounts, I used to be like Spidey Nat or Spidey something. From Joaquin Ritchie gave me that nickname, and legend has it he saw me climb a wall. He's like, "Whoa, Spider-Man." Other people say my nickname was Spidey because I love Spider-Man. To be honest, I didn't know much about Spider-Man before I got the nickname. Then I was like, "Oh, like what is Spider-Man?" I probably saw Tobey Maguire movies, but I think in 8th grade, the third Spider-Man movie came out. So it was still like, even at that time, Spider-Man wasn't like everywhere like it is today. Um, yeah, David would always have different friends, but for the most part, he was still always like one of my best friends. Then through high school, I think I thought I was getting cooler. Definitely was not. I was definitely like the awkwardly, sometimes social person. I feel like I got along with pretty much everyone, but now I look back and I'm like, were they making fun of me? Which I don't really care. It's just something to look back on. Um, yeah, it's cool. Like that's where I met David, Alicia. I remember the first day I met Alicia. It was her first day. I'm getting too. No, it was her first day, and we had English together, uh, and we were like forced to meet people. Um, Pat took summer school. My friend Patrick, and he was in my world history class with Mr. Duarte, because I took summer school every summer. I think other than maybe one year, but I took Spanish. I think I took Spanish 1 and 2. No, I took Spanish 1 over summer school. I took world history. I think I took maybe a science class. Besides the point. Met Patrick through there, and I met Akin then beginning of that year, I believe. Beginning of my yearbooks are up there. Beginning of freshman year, I think. Um, those are my main friends, and then connections from other people. Um, yeah, high school I was weird, but now look at me. No, I always think like if I would have just been a little less weird, that makes you. That's what had to happen for me. Um, then into college, I went to community college, and I enjoyed that. I think a handful of kids from my high school went to the same one. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry. A handful of kids went to the same community college. Um, I didn't really ever care about college. Uh, I was not the person like, oh, I'm gonna go to state. Oh, I'm gonna go out of state, go university. I just didn't care. Um, Community college was fine, fairly easy for the most part. The only class I think I had real trouble with, okay, there were two. One was an art history class, just so many names and like, I don't know. That one I didn't like. But then there was a psychology class that I ended up dropping because I had so many disagreements with the teacher. She was young, and anytime you would I think it was psychology. Anytime you would like ask her a question or like I don't argue much. Anytime I would like argue a point, especially back then, she'd be like, "Don't talk back. Like the book says it's this, so the book is right, and you're wrong." I was like, I don't know, stupid stuff. So I just dropped that one. Um, yeah, took piano, took a lot of Like, I think I took like every film class that they offered. I took history of photography, which is where I met my friend Amanda. It's almost, how many years has it been? 8 years that I've known her. Around the same time as when I met Justin, who I think I talked about more last episode, or last entry. But Amanda was another person where I had to, or our teacher forced us to meet someone that day. And her and I both didn't like pick a partner in the class. So we had to exchange numbers. And I had ordered the book for the class online for much cheaper than they were offering at the stores. So I was like, oh, I don't have the book yet. I need it for this assignment. So I borrowed it from her. And then we would joke in class. And she knows the jokes. I know the jokes. So they don't need to be discussed. Um, some funny jokes, but some were like semi inappropriate. I know them. If you're watching this and you're not me, it doesn't matter. They were funny. I'm funny, so just know that. Yeah, so we became friends and went to her birthday party, which was in November. So I met her August, September, and I had been attacked. I think I kind of went over it. Maybe I didn't. I had been attacked recent, like in uh, like October 1st, September 30th. So her birthday was in November, like November 19th, 20th, right around there, 20, maybe 21st. I feel bad now because I forget. I know it's right there. And she was telling me about like her boyfriend and like he's going into the army, and I was scared to go to her birthday party because like, man, I just got attacked by this guy who thought I was like potentially thought I was cheating, or his girlfriend was cheating on him with me. So I was like, man, now there's this guy who has been told stuff about me, and uh, he's going into the army or military, and now he's gonna think like, oh, you got something with my girl. So I was purposefully like 2 hours late to that birthday party because I was like, I'm just gonna get attacked. I don't know if I went over that. That might be something I ended with, and I was like, oh, we'll get to it, which we will. But that's another teaser. Went to that birthday party. A lot of fun. It was at her grandma's house, and ton of people she knew from high school and stuff. And then I was quiet like the whole time. I kind of remember this. And then we played Cards Against Humanity, and that was my first time playing. And I kept winning all these horribly vulgar, like, what do you call it? I don't know. And I kept winning, and people were like, "Who the hell is this guy? Like, he's quiet, now he's like gross." Um, no, it was fun. It was fun. Overall, it was great. I probably stayed a long time. I don't remember. I know it got dark. Um, yeah, so that was my friend Amanda. It was me and Justin at the same time through work. And yeah, I think I was saying last time, like you lose people through work and school. Justin is one that stayed. And I just had a 4th of July bash shindig with his in-laws. So that was fun because I love them. And I don't know, good company. Definitely feel at home when I'm with them. So that was cool. Then from community college, I went to Colorado for a film school, small school, and there uh, I met Asher, Cody, Lisette, Melissa, Morgan, Josh Wheat, handful of other people. Those were probably like my closest, especially during like school. Um, I've more so fallen out with like Morgan, Melissa, and Asher and Josh. Uh, Not any big reason. Asher moved, I believe, and is now in Chicago. So he's harder to see. When I went out to Denver recently, it wasn't like, oh, he's here. But I saw Cody on the set. Um, yeah, I loved it. I loved having those friends because when I was out there and I was meeting them, it was like after a breakup, a bad breakup. I didn't know like anyone, and slowly like wiggled my way into this group, and they were my college experience. Um, any events, any gatherings, just hanging out, and that was the best. Um, yeah, but the film school was fun. Uh, Learned a lot. I loved it. Some great teachers. I don't think I really had any bad teachers. I think there were like two or kind of against me. I don't know why, but they seemed like they weren't like a tough love. They were like, we just don't like you. Um, had a girlfriend out there from the film school. I had very long hair at the time, and she thought I looked like Adam Driver. She was like, I have a crush on Adam Driver. So she loved me for being someone else. No, um, yeah, she was a good friend. I wish that would have ended better, but I was stupid. And yeah, no, she was a very, fun, good person. Um, yeah, she came out here one time and went to Comic Con. That's probably one of my favorite memories with her was like going to Comic Con because she freaked out about like all the movie stars and stuff, which are cool. Like that's a cool thing. But there's like Justin Timberlake. She was the girl that I've known most for like celebrity crushes. So like seeing Justin Timberlake, it's like you gotta have a crush on Justin Timberlake. Um, yeah. So those were like my main friends in college. My other friend I had in Denver. I'm always afraid I'm forgetting someone, but another friend I had in Denver was Akeem Coleman. He, I transferred work from Sprouts in San Diego to Sprouts in Denver. Horrible company to work for again. And he was like the only guy around my age that I can recall that was like somewhat same level, like same department, hang out. And man, I swear he is like me and him are same mindset for like so many things. He is I one of my favorite people. A lot of these people are my favorite people, but like him and I think connect on like a very different level. It's like comedy and like I don't know. Yeah, and he left Sprouts and went to Got Junk, and then I followed him. Um, yeah, something I always think about this. I think I maybe said in the last video is like there's different phases in life where you're like, if I were to get married right now, like who would be in my like wedding party? And um, King, David, Bat, Akin, like those have always been up there. When I was in Denver, it was Asher, Cody, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I love them all. So I'm not picking favorites. Um, yeah, then I think some of my newest friends have been from newer work experiences, which were Turning Point. So mainly from that, Sandy and Alana. Um, yeah, I don't know. And I think with them, it's a different relationship than I've had, where it's, I don't know how to describe these. How do you describe friendships? But it was a friendship where it was like just so chill and like so unjudged. Like they would judge me because I would be weird, but unjudged in the sense of like I knew I could screw up or I knew I could do something. I think I could do this with most friends, but with them, this is what I felt. I could mess up or I could say something weird, and they would tease me. But I knew like they're teasing me because they love me, or they're teasing me because they know I'll tease them back. No, so I'm bummed. Sandy's gone. Sandy moved up to Washington. He's married and has a baby, and I can't wait to see the baby. Um, and Alana, I gotta see her, but it's been work, and I love her kids. I dressed up as Spider-Man for her son's fourth. I want to say fourth, maybe fifth. I think the fourth birthday, and they automatically, like the kids automatically knew it was me with my voice. We tried surprising him. Um, yeah, but I love them. I love all these people again. Then the most recent people have been people through Got Junk here. We got like Matt, you got Ed, you got Jarrell, you got Rich, um, another David. Those are probably like my core. Again, I might just forget names. I didn't write any of this down. Um, but man, these are people you have to live. Like when I put in my 2 weeks, even I told my manager, I was like, man, like you got genuine people, like hardworking. Yeah, we might take a break or like need a breather for a second, but trustworthy. These are people that they need something, like I'm there. I'll trust them with whatever for the most part. No, I would trust them. And all came from like different walks of life, just different backgrounds, different situations. And I think that speaks so much when you get someone from these different situations that I'm just stepping into their life. I'm just new. And they can be so, I'm killing the word, but so genuine, so like real, so upfront, so true. Um, and I think that's amazing. And I think that those people are some of the people that are so easy to become friends with sometimes. Um, Ed, man, Ed is a person I just want to interview. I just want to sit down and be like, tell me your freaking life. I've heard like bits and pieces between like lunch breaks and stuff and while on the job. Um, but man, and then Matt was like, again, another, I think, kind of similar in senses, but like different. I don't know. All these people I just want to like pick apart and be like, man, like I find you so unique, like so interesting. Um, and again, it's something where we're different in so many ways, but we can sit down or we can go out and be like, laugh at the same things, talk about the same stuff, be on the same page for so much of it. I think that's super cool. Um, yeah, I think those are like, I'll get into more information on all these people more times. That's the gist of my. And that's weird to say gist and go like this. I feel like that's a weird um, group of friends. Yeah, I don't know. I love Friends. I think Friends are. So I don't like the show. Actually, I haven't really watched the show, but I will never for reasons. But it's kind of the core Friends. Um, I've had some come and go, which will be brought up here and there. Um, I feel weird, but exits will lead this into next video, next entries. So I think next is going to be uh, more more so like relationships, like girlfriends and stuff. But I know I'm weird, but I always think like, man, I when I don't date too much, even though I never know. Some people may know what I was going to say there, but um, I don't date too much, and the real relationships I've had, I feel so bad when I can't go back to them. For many reasons, I feel bad if I did something. That's normally what tears me apart. If I do something wrong, and I want to apologize, most often too late or it's too severe. I didn't like kill anyone, but it could be something like too severe where it had a bigger impact on them than past me realized, even past me, even as in 2 months ago. And I hate myself for that. I think there's different things where my emotional responses are so off, and that can lead to a lot of problems. So off from the norm. Um, and that can frustrate people or leave them worried or confused for all these different things, and that can damage relationships. Um, yeah, so let's dive into relationships next time because we're at 26 and a half minutes. Um, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this, or hopefully I enjoyed this later in the future when I forget who I am and dementia sets in. And just, I don't know. I think that's smart that I wrote some stuff. Applaud me, pat on the back. I have a list though. I'm pretty excited to get to. It's a little black book. Um, I'm just gonna keep thinking of some. I gotta carry this on me more though. It's horrible because most of the time when I think of them, I'm driving. I want to write them down or type them. I'm driving. Just remember it for like 3 more minutes till I get home. Then I get home and I'm like, no clue what it was. It's normally a feeling. I hear a song. That feeling for the song invokes emotions, which leads me to thinking down a certain path of like happy, sad, complicated. Or I hear a lyric. It's like trash truck on a Wednesday, and I'm like, oh, I remember a trash truck on a Wednesday. It was the most beautiful thing. And this is why. But I don't remember that. Yeah, okay. Good night, y'all. I remember now that it takes a second to end it.